Hey Mama, today we're going to do some fascia release for our rib cage so that we have an easier time taking a deep breath into the diaphragm. What you're going to need is maybe a yoga mat and a pair of blocks. If you don't have those things, a towel and maybe some books is great as well. We're just going to come on down to the floor and do something called resistance stretching or fascia flossing for the myofascia that surrounds our rib cage, our sternum, our shoulders, our scapula, our lats, and our upper traps. So we're going to come on down to the floor on all fours with our forearms facing down, elbows under the shoulders. Plug down through your forearms, keep plugging down, and when you push down through the arms, you're going to feel your upper back engage. Hold on to that engagement, and as you're holding on to that engagement, you're just going to slide the hips and pelvis back. Nice and gentle. Don't go too far into the shoulders. Don't go into the joints. Relax, reset, and repeat. Keep plugging down, reset your engagement, and pull on back nice and slow and steady. You can start with really short range here and gradually increase your range with each rep. The goal here is to resist the stretch. It's also called resistance stretching, so that we start to target the fascia around the muscles, the joints, and all the other soft tissues in the body. We want to release the connective tissue by gently yanking on the myofascia. The muscle is holding on to that fascia, and it's also wrapped around the bones, joints, tendons. And as we elongate with a contraction, it starts to reorganize all of that connective tissue. Keep pumping back. Go at your own pace. You can go slow. You can add some fast reps. Make sure, though, you're not sinking into the joint of the shoulder capsule. We want to be safe in the joints here. The beauty of fascia flossing or resistance stretching is that it's a safer way to stretch so that we don't go into the depths of our tendons and our joint capsules and tear up all of that delicate tissue. We want to get into the meat of the muscle so that all of that myofascia that's weaving in and out of the muscle starts to clean itself up, organize, flake off any dense, hardened tissue that's no longer serving us. You can also take this one a little more narrow with your arms and play with angles as you pull back, isolating a little more. But always remember to reset your contraction before you go into the length phase. All right, one or two more of these pullbacks here. Now we're going to grab our blocks. We're going to stack our blocks like books. Place your forearms up. We're going to plug down through the back of our forearms. Puff up kind of through the chest and shoulders. Keep the engagement in the upper back, and then just dip to the side. Reset, relax. Do the same thing on the other side. Drive down and dip down. Start to feel your lats. Get a nice release here. Plug down, lats are engaged. We're holding on to that engagement, peeling away slowly. Kind of making almost an arc rather than just jamming into the shoulder head. Always have a little bit of space. We're creating more space in the connective tissue. We're creating better connection to the muscles that we're working. And we're targeting more of the space in the ribs here. We want to target those intercostals, the scapula, the shoulder blade, which slide along the back of the ribs. We want movement in our ribs here. One or two more. Okay, next up you can set your blocks aside, and you can do this one in standing or kneeling, or you can stick one leg out to kind of get an anchor point. And what you're going to do here is squeegee this foot in. We want to turn on the inner thigh, engage from the inner thigh by kind of grabbing the mat with your inner foot, the inside of your foot. Then you're going to take the other arm, make a cactus shape, plug the elbow down and almost squeeze the armpit in. Do you feel your lat engage when you do that? Keep that engagement. And as you're engaging, you're going to grab the wrist with your other hand and gently bring yourself up and over. Make yourself feel heavy. This shouldn't be easy to do. It's work that's going on. Engage the lat again. Keep squeezing and lift up and over. One or two more. Go slow and steady with your movement. Try not to jam into that shoulder as you're pulling yourself over, and keep that anchor point with the inner thigh so the fascia can move itself, it can tug on itself. Our fascia is head to toe in the body, and so fascia on one side of the body affects fascia in another place in the body. So we're using the engagement to pull on that entire network of fascia. Let's switch to the other side. How does that one side feel compared to the one we haven't done yet? Does it feel a little lighter, more open, more spacious? Squeegee that foot in, cactus the arm, drive the elbow down, squeeze in that armpit, feel that engagement in the side body. Keep plugging that elbow down, and slowly take yourself up and over. Relax, reset, engage again before you go again. You might get a little popping action. Try to keep yourself again out of the joints here. We're getting that release of any knots and of any dense, maybe scarred tissue in the body. You might feel that start to release, a little vibration throughout the body. Let's go for a couple more. There you go. Shake all of that out, tap the ribs. Tap, 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 tap. Maybe tap the sternum. Keep on going. Feel all that loosen up. Shake it out. All right, let's go ahead and compare. Check the ribs. Inhale through the back of the nose, straight on back, tongue clear through your mouth, and see what we feel on the diaphragm. We have a little more movement there, a little less action in the traps maybe. Nice job. All right, we're going to do one more stretch to target the muscles of our upper traps, our neck, our emergency breathing muscles. When these are overactive and stretched out, maybe tense, it's harder to tap into the muscles of the diaphragm, making it harder to take an efficient breath. So let's target those. First, we're going to need a block or something to prop your tailbone up on. Sit back against a wall or couch if you have one available, just to support the low back. You're going to bend one knee in, and the arm of that same leg is going to prop the elbow into the inner thigh there. To get the engagement here, we're going to plug the hand back, so the palms forward, right? We're plugging the hand back to resist, so you should feel that neck, the upper traps, top of the shoulder start to engage. Hold that engagement, and take your other hand just to gently press down, and then relax, reset. So engage back, other hand pushes down. And I also like to start to lean my head or my nose away, play around with the angles here, see what feels good. Lean into where it feels like it doesn't want to go in a tense way, where it's the fascia is clearly restricting you. So plug back, find the engagement, keep plugging back, and then just gently be gentle about it as you plug the arm down. We don't want to force anything that doesn't feel right? If something doesn't feel good, reassess, change angles, change positions, maybe skip it altogether. Our neck muscles are obviously very delicate. We need to treat them well. So it's a gentle engagement here. Dip the chin, dip the head, and just feel what your body's trying to tell you. One or two more. I find myself doing this stretch a lot when I am super stressed out. The kids are home from school right now. They're home a lot. As much as I love them, they do tend to, pile on the stress when you're trying to meet a deadline or work with a client. So we go into that stress response where our traps become overactive. Our breathing muscles are like, get air in. It doesn't need to be a nice deep diaphragmatic breath. We just need oxygen in. And so these tend to turn on, and this stretch really helps me reset all of that. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other side. All right, plug the elbow in, plug the hand back, keep the engagement here, keep plugging back, and just gently pull, crank down. Relax, reset. That's right. Even the direction of your eyes can influence how you are targeting this, what points of resistance you're feeling. Our myofascia is so like a network, a blanket that affects every little thing in our body. And when we hold postures throughout the day for long periods of time, that fascia starts to form and we feel that discomfort, those aches, because the fascia thinks it's supporting you in a position that you're now holding. And so it resets. It says, oh, I'm going to help her hold this position. And then when you go to move, you're like, oh, I feel so stiff. So it's a good rule of thumb to try to move your body every 20 to 30 minutes. If you're working at a computer, set an alarm to stand up every 20 minutes. So your fascia gets a little boost, a little reset. And so it's not going to be stiff and achy later. All right, let's just go for one more here. And then let's just take the arms forward and back, open up a couple of times. Shake all of that out. One more area we need to target is the front body, the chest. We've hit the back body, we've targeted the neck and shoulders, the scapula, the lats. The chest is the complement to all of those. So think about when you push with your chest muscles, you pull with your back muscles. So we need to also balance out all the tissue on the front part of the chest, or the front part of the body, the chest muscles. So we're going to come back to the floor. And we're going to take our blocks, come onto all fours, take the blocks just outside shoulder width, just in front of the shoulder head. I'm going to squeeze my thumbs into the block to start turning on the engagement of the chest. One quick note, if you have trouble connecting to your chest muscles, just take the pits of your thumbs together and push them together, and you might start to notice a little innervation of the chest, a little twitching of the chest. Our line of nerves starts here and into the chest, right? All right. So squeeze those thumbs in, engage that chest, keep the engagement, and dip down and slightly turn the nose one way or the other. Relax, reset, and repeat. Squeeze in, keep that chest engagement. We're going to about near 90 degrees here. We just don't want to go too far into the shoulder. So keep this in the chest in the front of the shoulders. Relax, reset, do it again. You can also do this without blocks. When I do so, I spider web my fingers and squeeze my thumbs together, but today I'm just going to stick with the blocks, keep it nice and gentle. Nothing too forceful here. One or two more. Let's go for one more. Come out of that, one more to round out the chest. We're going to sit on our sit bones, place our palms down, fingers forward. Drive your fingertips forward to engage the front of the chest and shoulders. Keep that engagement. Start with a really rounded spine. And while you're plugging the hands forward, start to open the heart, push the chest forward. Straighten the spine. Relax, reset, round down. Plug the hands again. Repeat. One more time. Push down. Open. Awesome job. Shake that out. Shake the arms out. Let's check in with the ribs before we wrap up. Hands to the ribs, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Remember to breathe in directly back towards the throat. Here we go. Big inhale. We have more movement in the ribs now. A little more space. It's a little more effortless to take an inhale using that diaphragm. Awesome job. Be sure to drink lots of water. We just broke up a lot of connective tissue. We're going to flush all of that out. Nice job. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.